Hello dear students. Today I want to present you lecture on philosophy. Topic's name today is Philosophy as a Social and Cultural Phenomena. Philosophy is the most ancient field of knowledge. Philosophy is the study of general and fundamental problems, such as connected with existence, knowledge, values, reason, and language. It's distinguished from other way of addressing such problem by its critical, generally systematic approach and its reliance on rational argument. The word philosophy comes from the Greek word which means love of wisdom. Phileo does mean love, Sophia does mean wisdom. Philosophy acts as a special theoretical level of an outlook. Considers the work, the relation of a person to the world. Philosophy searches for answer to different questions. Problem of man and nature, man and society, technosphere and biosphere, mutual relation of a society and a state, and etc. Philosophy teaches the ability to think. The main purpose of philosophy is connected with the decision on fundamental question of life itself. The central question of the question of a man and his place in the world, in a society, about the sense of his life. Any philosophy is an outlook, a set of the most general views on the world and a place in it a person. However, not every outlook is philosophy. A worldview is a fundamental cognitive orientation of an individual or society encompassing the entire of the individual or society knowledge and point of view, including natural philosophy, fundamental, existential, and normative postulates, or themes, values, emotions, and ethics. The concept of worldview is wider than concept of philosophy. It includes also other kind of outlook, mythological, artistic, and religion. A worldview is a system of view on the objective world and a place in of a person, on the relation of a person to the reality surrounding him and to himself, and also the beliefs, ideas, activity, principles, and knowledge, valuable orientation which have been developed on the basis of these views. In the development of an outlook, not only our person, but also feelings participate. It means that an outlook includes two spheres, intellectual and emotional. Emotionally, psychological aspect of a worldview is presented by sensation and perception, and intellectual aspects by the understanding of the world. The structure of worldview. We can distinguish the following parts of worldview. First part is knowledge. Knowledge, certain notion about the world, received from a private experience or through learning. The second, valuable installation which represent the attitude to an event. Each person selects knowledge according to the system of vital marks estimates. The third, the system of vital and social ideals. This describable purpose is expressed in them. The action program or norms of life. It's important that certain standard of actions are developed. The fifth, beliefs, ideas when form the basis of a personal choice and activity of vitally meaningful installations. There are three levels of worldview. First level is sensation of the world, an unsystematic picture of reality where the leading role belongs to emotionally imaginative reproduction of the world. For example, love and hate at first sight is formed at unconscious level. Level number 2. Perception of world. The formation of a certain system of ideas about the world in which the reality appears as a whole. Understanding of the world. Level number 3. The disclosure of essence of an event, of a process. Historical types of worldview. Historical types of a worldview are mythology, religion, philosophy. Mythological outlook is based on the art emotional experience of world or and public illusions. A myth is in the earliest archaic form of worldview. A myth is a special kind of the worldview, specific, figurative, syncretic representation about natural phenomena and collective life. Religion became close to mythology. As well as mythology, religion appeals to imagination and feelings. However, unlike a myth, religion doesn't mix terrestrial and sacral and separates them on two opposite poles. Creative, all-powerful force, God, is above nature and beyond nature. The source of knowledge is holy writ and beliefs, which is above reason. The religion picture of the world is built on the principle of an descending hierarchy: God, man, animal, plant, inanimate nature. The features of mythology worldview. Syncretism is indissoluble unity of a man and nature. Anthropomorphism, the transfer of human features to the world of nature. The belief is many supernatural creatives. Domination of emotionally imaginative reproduction of world. Religion is the form of a worldview in which the mastering of the world is carried out through its doubling or terrestrial, natural, supernatural, the other world. In the center of any religion worldview, there is a search of supreme values, a true way of life, and the road of these values is transferred to transcendental on the other world, not in interterrestrial but in internal life. Beliefs is the way of existing of religion consciousness. Philosophy differs from of myth and religion. Is based on rationality, reasoning, logic, sequence, validity of these or those positions, critical character. The basic question of philosophy. Throughout all history of the existence of mankind, philosophy was formed as a study form of public consciousness examining questions of a worldview. Philosophy is a theoretical view on the world, on a man placed in it. The relation of a man to the world is an internal subject of philosophy. Philosophy is one of the basic forms of public consciousness, the system of the most general concept about the world and man's place in it. It studies what is primary and what is secondary, matter or consciousness. If the world knowledgeable, it studies the main values of mankind, truth, good, beauty. Philosophy acts is a certain sphere of culture, a system of material and spiritual values, ways of the creation and translation. Philosophy, science, religion and art. The comparative analysis. The some common features and distinction between philosophy and other forms of culture, science, art and religion. The main intention of science is the reception of significant result possessing property of the object truth. Science is based on evidence, validity, severity of knowledge, aspiration of the objective truth. The main result in philosophy is the reflection, interrelation of a man, prospects of social development. Philosophy and art. In the works of art and philosophy, emotionally personal component is widely present and the works are always individual. The cognition and reproduction of the world don't have the character of rigid normativity. Philosophy and art present the material in the free form. Philosophy affects reason, art affects feelings. A philosopher expresses a problem by means of concepts, abstractions, and artist expresses a problem through artistic images. Philosophy and religion. Philosophy and religion try to answer questions about man's place in the world. The relationship between man and the world about the source of good and evil. Transcendence, irrationalism are characteristic for philosophy and religion. Philosophical creativity is based on the search of new. Religion is based on traditions. Philosophy is critical. Religion relies on authority as the main source of knowledge. Religion demands implicit belief, and for religion belief is above reason. Philosophy proves the truth, appealing to reason, to reasonable arguments. Philosophy always welcomes any scientific discoveries and condition of expansion of our knowledge about the world. Philosophy functions. The main function philosophy are world outlook. Function consists in its ability to give a world picture in general, to unite the data of science art practices. Methodological functions consists in determination of a way of achievement of any purpose. Practical function of philosophy consists in its morality, concerned for the welfare of people. Axiological function, formation of valuable installations. Branches of philosophy. Ontology, the doctrine about life. Gnoseology, the doctrine about knowledge. Anthropology, the doctrine about person. Social philosophy, philosophy section about society. It breaks up to such sections as history philosophy, religion philosophy, legal philosophy, culture philosophy, philosophy of techniques, etc. Logic, the doctrine about universal form of thinking. Methodology, the doctrine about knowledge, method. Ethics, the doctrine about principle of human behavior. And aesthetics, the doctrine about beauty. Thank you.